Definitely a situation of,
Exolio, how's it going?
Game over, man! Game over!
nice.
You should just do some creative editing and make us look really good on that mission.
Seem to die,
Hey,
explode
worship,
a
I'm
lot.
only trying to help.
Of course, I didn't have time, but there was a point when I really needed to,
Take evasive action.
or you really needed to.
Take evasive action.
Yes.
But you've learned one very important lesson. When monster baiting, never go near a station.
Exactly.
Once they get close enough to engage the station, you can't get them off. That's why I piped up and said, "Mwah, goodbye, DS3. As soon as the monster jumped off us and onto him, the only possible way you can do is maybe get us in between and like ram the monster back. But it's pretty much a death sentence to us. Because by the time we get him away,
If you shoot it, would that get its attention?
I can't lock it, can't target it.
Oh, really?
It's an object like a station, I can't target it.
Outside of a black hole, there's no way to actually get rid of the monsters.
Yeah, I knew they were indestructible. I just didn't know if you could get their attention.
Inside of a black hole, you're doomed too.
Well, you can bring them into it and make it through the black hole, but it's just, you've got to know what you're doing. Even in the, what do you call it, the big ship, the Dreadnought or whatever, we've actually been on a ship where somebody played helm and engineer enough to where they could sit at the edge of the event horizon of it and draw an entire battle group that I was taunting into it.
Yeah, I did that in a mission with my family when we were playing together. It was pretty fun.
But people don't do that very often because all it takes is one little time dilation and you're sucked in. Which, with so many people, it happens quite often, with the time dilation at least.
What was the deal with trying to dock with that station on the previous mission when we were just out of juice? I could not dock for the life of me. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, it seems like you should have been able to dock with it. Like the tractor beam of the
It kept
station
bouncing me
picked you up.
backwards, like...
Well, that's the thing, is your client was telling you that you should be close enough because you were still moving, but in reality the server said, no, the ship isn't moving because it's out of juice. So you had snapped back.
Yeah, I kept bouncing back and forth.
Because they'll do that if the engineer drops all power from maneuvering. Your screen will tell you you're turning until it gets to the point where it should update this from the server, changing your visual. But then the server will say, no, you never got to turn because your engineering's off, and it'll snap you back.
Or lag sometimes causes that too. It's not always engineer's fault.
Well, lag is a whole new ball of wax with that kind of silliness. Lag can bounce you like if you did teleport.
So do you think we're going to do another simulation after this, or is it going to be the mission?
Sounded like it might have been a fleet-wide mission, but I'm not sure.
Hey, can you hear me? Helm, why do we keep putting the main screen on the info screen?
I'm sorry, what?
How come you keep switching the main screen to the info screen?
Or tactical view?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was switching it. I had it on LRS almost all the time.
Okay, well why do you keep switching it to that?
No, I had my screen on LRS. I wasn't switching the main screen to LRS.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you were saying. Sorry.
Well, it's just you and me. We're the only ones that can switch the main screen. with the buttons at the top right of our panel.
Yeah, I generally prefer to have it on tactical if possible when I'm piloting. But I don't think I touched it once this time.
Okay.
I could have been wrong. I don't know.
So I like to pop it over to the front screen or the side views for the Twitch channel.
Observer looks awesome. I quite enjoy playing on Observer. If you like the tactical view, you could just open up a second client and stick it on data. That's kind of handy.
I've never played
But
around with data before.
for Helm, I always think the captain's map's better, so when you get told to go like to Station 5, you can see where Station 5 is.
Yeah. Well, see, I've got the 3 screens. I got one that's on weapons, I got one that's on data, and one that's on the main screen. And the data and the main screen are being overlaid across on top of the tactical. It's kind of shrunk down, if you can see it.
Yeah, if you're going to run another screen with data, you got to make sure it's dedicated just to data, because that thing overwhelms all other buttons.
Yeah, it won't let you have anything else.
Yeah, data's not a yeah, it's
I don't know. Personally, I feel that having a lot of different screens sort of defeats the spirit of playing Artemis.
Well, not really.
Although we all do it to make it good.
Well, if you
make
were
our stations good.
If you were,
But I think like you should all at least have the front main screen, though, right?
Yeah.
you see, that's the thing. If you were on the your controls on an actual ship, you'd have your controls, and then you would just look up, and there'd be the main screen for everybody. The data
I tend to
screen
take the
kind of
data
helps
just
you.
so I can see where I'm sending people.
Yeah, and the data screen is it's just handy.
Yeah, because what I found is that the captain map itself kind of makes science almost superfluous, except for the scan button.
If you're not the captain, you shouldn't be clicking on anything anyways, because that click is for everybody. If you click, you're actually moving the captain's icon as well.
Sometimes it looks at the captain like it hasn't moved, so it gives them faulty information.
Well, as far as coding, the actual captain's map and the science map are exactly the same, minus the enabled scan button.
Yeah, only the science officer can actually scan stuff.
It still looks way nicer than the long range sensor, but I also hate that screen. It just looks so crappy, but it makes sense. It's the long range sensors.
Alright, well,
Everybody has that too.
I'm gonna put my main screen thing. I'm gonna put that on Observer this time. See if how that is.
Can we do that? That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
What, on the Twitch channel?
Oh, on the Twitch. Oh, I was gonna say, can we do that on main screen?
Well, yeah, you can get Observer. It just shows up as another tab at the top, like the main screen.
Okay, yeah, good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Just remember, you don't have any control over Observer.
Oh, you don't have any control over the main screen either, unless you're Helm or Weapons.
Don't forget the yelling and helm weapons to make it look different. That's some control.
Right. Mute.
So on my secondary client, when I connect my main screen, it has main screen at the top, and then it also has the LRS. And so that's the LRS I was clicking on. I wasn't clicking on the one from within the helm view.
Okay, because our Helm view was always on... Our main screen was always on the info tab, and when I clicked to the front screen, somebody was switching it back.
I was just wondering if maybe me selecting main screen had anything to do with that as my secondary console client here.
No, it's only on the Helms panel and the Weapons panel that it can be changed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Speaking of which, when you're piloting, you know those red lines that tell you where our guns are?
The ones off to the side? Or the arc? What are you talking about?
Or you've got the whole arc, and then you've got 3 lines on the left, 3 lines on the right, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, well, each arc is a little over 90 degrees. It's like 45 or something like that. Anyways, if a ship is way over on the left or way over on the right, that means there's guns that can't range on it. Okay, because if it's way over on the right hand side, my left guns can't hit it because it's outside of that arc. So the first line at the far left, and the first most left line on the right-hand side, that's the left guns. Okay? You following me so far?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
don't
it's
go
like
past those
three-
shorter lines. Is that what you're
Well, it's
saying?
like 3 arcs overlapping each other.
Yeah, so you got to keep them in the center triangle if you can, because that way the front guns, the left guns, and the right guns can all hit them. Otherwise, we're only doing like 30% of the or 60% of the damage we could actually do.
Right.
And I'm a fan of manual targeting as opposed to auto targeting, because auto targeting just kind of hits it at random locations. Whereas if I go into manual targeting, I can take out their weapons first. And that's what I like.
Okay, so this is the thing that we recently discovered, that by using manual targeting, you actually fire 1 full second faster, and which comes in a battleship, it's like an increase of like 25% in our damage output, which is pretty hefty.
But I'm used to fight on a cruiser where we have very little defense and very little ordnance or weaponry.
Cruisers.
Yes. So taking out the enemy weapons is integral to our survival. So what you need to do is you need to keep
Captain
moving
on
that
deck.
center arc, and you need to not get too close, because I'm like looking down a scope in the center of my screen, and if I click, I can't. If we're too close, I can't hit the weapon systems because they're not in my little.
The trick is,
kind of binocular.
if I can say, I'm
Everyone, attention deck. That we are going to use the same command cons as do a border war. It's a different scenario, but it's quite interesting actually. So for this one, I'd like to have you all in the roles that you took on the first simulation.
Aye, sir.
Alright, sir.
So the border war, you have 2 sides with stations, one for the enemy and one for you, and the neutral zone. You have to wait for the war to be declared and then engage destroy all the stations and all the enemy ships. Since this is a battleship and therefore the strongest ship there, we're going to focus in the bases rather than the enemy ships. But we need to do this smoothly and fast. So, is everyone ready? Helm?
Helm is ready, Captain.
Weapons? Weapons?
Drusen?
Locked and loaded, sir. Sorry, Mike was muted.
Oh, never mind. Thank you. Engineering?
That's your arrow.
Mr. Al?
Engineering is ready.
Excellent. Science?
Science is
all
online.
ships, please you start quickly.
Excellent. Hawk, this is Pegasus. You're ready.
Okay, we're good to go. Finish the simulation.
This would be an excellent time to ask questions.
Are we going to assume once again command of ally ships?
Yes. And you have also to report all the missions you can because, well, we're going to use them.
Pegasus, it's your job to deal with the allied ships.
Understood? So, in the first part of Border War, the important thing is to get yourselves the strongest position possible. So, we need to do this fast and efficiently, because if not, they are going to kick our asses. Normally,
What simulation level is this, Captain?
I'm not entirely sure, but this is a hard mission. We lower the enemy shield so that we can do it faster, but the focus here is to learn tactics, because this is a different scenario that we use sometimes. So, efficiency here. The protocol for this one is normally to wait until the war is declared, first the defensive phase when we take out the attacking enemy ship, and then engage the bases. But I think we're going to engage the bases directly and leave the defense for the rest of the allies. So, suggestions?
So we are going on the attack.